Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. John Humanity here. This is going to be a very important topic for transvestigation and understanding what exactly we are dealing with. So, artificial wombs have been around for at least 50 years because they're just now being introduced to the public, and all technology that's being introduced to the public has been around for 50 years, at least minimally. I'm not going to get into the historical arguments for technology being around for far longer than that, but for at least 50 years we've had artificial wombs and the ability to grow children and um, manipulate them artificially from the outside. So the argument that a lot of people make for these transgenders is that they've seen them naked and that they have external genitalia of the sex that they say that they are born as. And I'm just going to totally destroy that argument right now. The external genitalia of a human being is very easily manipulated because we have mapped the genome, and we've probably had the genome mapped for 50 plus years, probably longer, being able to see exactly what genes there are and shut them on and off and do whatever we want with them, really, and manipulate them in any way that we feel. Um, we can create I'll show you exactly what we can do. So this is a Wikipedia page on disorders of sex development. So what they're talking about is basically hermaphroditism and intersex people who are born quote unquote accidentally, in the general public accidentally, with conditions that give them uh, abnormal abnormal internal external genitalia while having the chromosomal identification marker of a certain gender. For example, someone who is XY, which is the male gender, male sex. Gosh, I hate having to differentiate between sex and gender because of feminists, but it's the male sex of X and Y and female sex of XX. You can be born with XY chromosomes and still have a vagina, a full uterus, and breasts, the whole deal. But every chromosome in your body is XY. Okay? You can be born with XX chromosomes and still have a penis and fully descended testicles. And not only that, but they can be functioning. It just depends on if you're lucky or not in the general public. But keep in mind that with these artificial wombs, we're talking about being able to take genes and genetic information and literally clone over and over and over and over and over the same person over and over and over until you get fully formed external genitalia of the opposite gender with, for example, you get a full formed penis with testicles on a female with XX chromosomes. And that's why when I say they can transgender in the womb, this is what I'm talking about, is this abomination. Because, for example, and when I call like Heidi Klum Frankenstein, this is why. Because that she might have a vagina, but she don't have no XX chromosomes. She has XY chromosomes, 100%. Same with Amy Schumer. She might have a vagina, but she might have undescended testicles inside of her. Probably not because they're perfecting these, but every chromosome in her body is XY of a man. Okay? So look at all of these different disorders that you can have in which the outside genitalia does not match what your chromosomes actually are. Okay? So these are all of them. There's so many out here, okay? And they can all be caused by different things, by different types of conditions like androgen insensitivity syndrome, where your body just doesn't react to androgens and testosterone. So you might be fully XY, but your body doesn't recognize testosterone, so you have a vagina. You have a full uterus. Okay? I'm not a doctor, so if I get like specific information wrong on some conditions, do not come for me in the comments. I know 100% fact. This is 100% factual that you can cause this in people, and that with the cloning and with the artificial wombs, you can do literally anything. You can Frankenstein whatever sort of genetic um, defaults or I'm sorry, defects you want into a person. So there's so many of these, literally so many, and you can just do this to someone. You can cause this by literally damaging genes in someone's body. If you don't think that they've identified the genes that cause all of these, this is probably one of the biggest agendas because it's everywhere on TV and in the media. So let's look at like this person right here. Okay, this is an athlete who posthumously was basically, they argued about the validity of her wins. Okay, because this person had, and I think it's androgen insensitivity syndrome. Oh gosh, I didn't really look specifically. Oh, so this was a man, but and when I say it was male, it had XY chromosomes, but um, it had a vagina. So totally XY chromosomes with a vagina. Okay? So it's a man. That's a man with a vagina down here, born that way. So every bone, every skeletal structure, muscular structure, facial structure, totally masculine. Okay? All masculine. All the genetic markers of a man. Man's face. Vagina. Do you see what I'm saying here? Okay? 100%. Okay? Totally possible. Totally easily done. Understand that. That if you see one of these people naked, they can have literally have fully formed penises, fully formed testes, fully formed vaginas, every aspect of this, but have XY or XX chromosomes of the opposite gender with all of the characteristics of a man, or a prepubescent man and a prepubescent woman. Okay? Now, the next step. Okay, look at this thing. This is Klinefelter's, okay? This is an XXY male, so this has an extra X chromosome. Who did I just transvestigate? I just transvestigated Amy Schumer. This is Amy Schumer's body. It's a linebacker's body, XXY. Now, you give this person extra female hormones through their in their body since the time they're children, born XXY, thrust into the spotlight purposefully, with purpose, born XXY. You give them the estrogen and they grow tits, they have a little bit more hips, but look at this body, it's the same. Look at that tummy, that's the same. Do you see what I'm saying here? This is why people who come and they say, oh my gosh, yeah, but I've seen her naked and she had a vagina. Oh my gosh, how do they do this to the porn stars? This is how they do this to the porn stars. This is how they do it to, like, literally every transgender that you see is going to have some sort of disorder like this. And this is not easy to prove. This is not just something that you can just figure out on someone so easily. Some of this you have to literally map their genome. You have to literally test. There's like a very specific test that they have to go through. They're all in a satanic cult. You totally, that's a little satanic. When I mean that, I mean it's all hidden. It's all occultic. You're never ever gonna know. All of these syndromes over here, they can literally be caused in people. It's not hard. Look, it's a mutation of this gene. Mutation. You can just like cut it. You can literally mutate it yourself. There are enzymes. Gosh, I'm sorry. Can't think. Oh, brain fart. Oh, not enzymes. Amino acids that you can literally introduce to certain genes that will mutate them and cut them and damage them. Boom, you have it. 5-alpha reductase deficiency. Boom, you have that. Androgen sensitivity syndrome. You probably cause this one too. It's easily, like all of these are easily caused. These can be caused in people. So when people say, oh yeah, but I've seen them naked, you have to say to them, you can transgender them in the womb. You can cause them to be born with XY chromosomes and a vagina, or XX chromosomes and a penis. Okay? It's 100% possible. 100% controllable. Look at this person. This guy has a vagina, okay? Totally male face, okay? Just, and look at the proportions of it. Those are female hands. But they're not. Those are prepubescent boy hands. Prepubescent boy shoulders. Okay? You gotta really, we gotta really get on this, people, because the arguments are very weak if you don't understand exactly what's possible by these elite people. Okay? So, if they have a vagina, if they have a penis, that does not mean you're a man or a woman. If your chromosomes, if every chromosome in your body is a of a man or a woman, apparently we can create abominations out of anything, especially with these artificial wombs. The argument that if they have a vagina or a penis is now totally moot. Pregnancies, uh, pregnancies are totally moot too. That's like another video though. Thank you guys.